Alright, and now welcome to part 2 of my travel vlog / travel haul. And for this video, I'm going to be talking about the things that I got in Morocco, and I am so excited to share with you guys. So I'm not going to make the introduction long because I think this is going to be a very long video. So please hang around with me. And here's some of the stash that I got from Morocco. Shout out, by the way, to my travel host. Her name is Tracy, and she has this travel hosting experience called Follow Your Heart Tours. And she was actually the one who was our northern star while we were traveling in Morocco, because there was a time I was thinking that maybe I can do Morocco the way that I usually travel. But after this experience, I'm so glad that we got a travel host, because I don't think I could do what she did. And it just makes it much more easier, and the experience to be much more, like, pleasant, and I didn't have to worry about anything. So again, thank you so much, Tracy from Follow Your Heart Tours. I love you to bits. All right, so let's go through the bag here and see the stash that I got from Morocco. Wait, sorry. Before we continue, I actually got some new moisturizers from Tree of Life Beauty, because I had a few friends who was flying in from the United States to Maricar's party, and I said to my friend Angelique, can I have a few moisturizers? Hitching a ride on your suitcase, and she actually did bring them for me. So thank you, Angelique. I don't think you watch my channel, but thank you anyway. Anywho, so first things first, while I was in the city of Chefchaouen, I bought some of these stuff from the store named La Botica de la Abuela Aladdin. So in English, it's like the pharmacy of Aladdin's grandmother, if I got that right. So I bought these three things. So the first thing that I bought is this almond essential oil, and it comes in the dropper. And oh my god, it smells very, very good. So my travel host Tracy actually told me, like, oh no, this is one of my most favorite stores here, near the Medina of Chefchaouen. While we were walking the alleyways and we were walking towards the store, the aroma of the store just really, like, guided me to it, because it was like calling me on the street, and I just had to follow the scent along the streets of Chefchaouen, and I was there in the store. So I'm just gonna flash short a picture here on the side while I was exiting there. And I just do love the scent of almond essential oil. Look at that. So you can use this in more ways than one, and the reason why I decided to buy it is because I just loved the scent, and that's it. So I think this was around like 30 dirhams, if I'm correct in at remembering. Yeah, so which is around like €3 or like $3. Now the other thing that I got is this like argan oil kind of a product. And I actually was not planning of getting this, but the guy who was actually, like, at the counter at the time that I was purchasing this, started just, like, squirting some of this at the palm of his hand, and he just, like, started rubbing it on his hand, and he just started applying it on his arm. And I was like, what is that? It smells so good. So it is actually argan oil, and it has argan oil extract in it. So it smells a little bit citrusy. There's a hint of floral in it, but it just smells so good. And I was actually a little bit grateful that he actually pulled this out, because my skin was very dry in Morocco. Like, my cuticles were like drying up, like, my legs were getting very, very scaly. And I am not the type of person who actually wears lotions on a regular basis, so I didn't bring any lotion with me, and I just needed something to actually keep all the moisture in my body, also to keep me warm, because Chefchaouen can be a little bit cold, especially to someone like me who comes from the tropics. And the great thing about this store is that they use 100% argan oil, and argan oil is also very popular in Morocco, especially in two places. One is in Chefchaouen and one is in Essaouira. And argan oil, if it is 100% pure, will not create a film over your body, but it will actually, like, sink and disappear into your body, and it will keep your skin very, very moisturized. So that's the main reason why I decided to buy this. It smells so good, I swear to you guys, and I just love it very, very much. And because I love it very much, I actually went back to the store the next day and I decided to buy another. And this one actually comes in a, like, red paper packaging here on the top, while the argan oil with the argan oil extract actually had a blue covering on top. And so this is a different flavor. And when I picked this up off of the shelf, there was a label there that said like argan oil and Asian spices, and I go like, Asian spices. So when I pick it up and I decided to like, squirt a little bit of it on my hand. Let me just try to see if I can do that right now. And I started to rub it along my, like, hands. It's a little bit, I can smell the spiciness now, but at the time I couldn't smell the spiciness. But I can smell a little bit of some, like, it's a little bit floral. It has also a little bit of like a soapy quality to it in terms of scent. And I can still smell the citrusy scent of the argan oil. But to me, there's also like a hint of lotus in it, which I actually love. So I just decided to get this as well instead of buying another, like, argan oil extract, just so that I have diversity in my collection at the moment. It smells so good, you guys, like, I swear. And it really did help me at the time. Like, it really helped me with like the, like, oh my god, with my dry skin, with my scaly legs. I was like, oh my god, I have not experienced that before. So I'm just so glad that I was able to find this. So thank you so much again, Tracy, for bringing me to your favorite store in Chefchaouen. So if you guys are interested, I'm gonna put a link down to the description box to the IG account of La Botica de la Abuelita Aladdin. Now, while we were driving through the province of Ouarzazate, we just came from the desert. That was an experience. So we ended up in a place called Klaat Mguna. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. But anyway, it's known to be like the Rose Valley of Morocco because a lot of Damascus roses are actually planted there. And this is where I actually bought a lot of stuff that is related to, like, to the production of rose oil. So I got myself some rose water, argan oil lip balm because my lips were very, very dry and very, very chapped at that point of the trip because, again, as I said, we just came from the desert and my lips were just like, for the first time, I was having like, mouth sore. So um, this has, derivatives of argan oil in it. And I also think this has some rose oil in it. And this was very, very nourishing. And it smells so good. And the other thing that I also bought from that store is their moisturizer. So this has, let me just open this for you guys so you can see. So this has a plastic covering here. And it smells so good. So this is actually the moisturizer. Now, the reason why I decided to buy this is because at the time my face was very, very dry. Now, this has shea butter in it. This has also rose oil extract in it. And what else is still here? And of course, argan oil. So it's actually very, very potent. And it's also actually very, very highly moisturizing. So let me just get a little bit here. I'm not going to put anything on my face right now because I already have sunscreen, but I'm just going to show you guys at the back of my hand just how soft it is and how easy it is to blend and spread. And I think you guys can see how moisturizing it looks, and it smells so, so good. Now, in terms of price, I bought this for 150 Moroccan dirham, so that's around like 15 euros or like $15, which is not a bad price for a moisturizer like this. Again, this has shea butter, this has rose oil, this has argan oil. So again, it has antioxidant properties, anti-aging properties, and it's also highly moisturizing. So I'm gonna keep this in my makeup kit for people who have very dry skin because this just really works. This really helped my skin just to keep it hydrated at that time. Now the rose water, by the way, it's also from the same co-ops. So the thing is, in Morocco, I have noticed that there are a lot of co-ops there that are run mostly by women, which is amazing. And this co-op is called OUL, AUL. So they make products all derived from Damascus roses, and these are their two different, not versions, but I think in terms of packaging for their rose water. So one comes in plastic, which is cheaper, and the other one which comes in a bottle, which is more pricey, but I don't mind. So let me just, I can't seem to open the cap because my fingers are very slippery right now, and mm, it's very refreshing. It's just rose water, and it's 100% distilled from Damascus roses. So look at that. So there is a very heavy rose scent to it, but if you're someone who likes roses, then this shouldn't be an issue. And to me, the the scent of the roses kind of like dissipates as the water starts to evaporate. One thing I have learned, by the way, when I went to this cooperative is that they also show you how they process the Damascus roses. So once they have been harvested, unfortunately, I was already late to the season because their last harvest was in May. So after they harvest it, they actually, like, put it in vast containers. I just didn't take pictures of like the laboratory where they do this because, like, I don't want to give away secrets, like, trade secrets online. So the interesting anyway is that you only need 1 kilo of roses to make 1 kilo of rose water, but to make rose oil you actually have to use 700 tons of roses to make 1 kilogram of rose oil. So that's why rose oil is very expensive, and any product that has rose oil in it is also very expensive because it's just harder to come by that product. And they also gave me this savon a la rose, so they gave it to me for free because I bought so much stuff from them. And one thing that I also bought are these, like, a small bottle of roses, so Damascus roses. So let me just open this for you guys, as you guys can see here. Now the reason why I decided to buy this is because the lady who was in charge actually said that you can actually add this into your tea. So if you're steeping green tea, all you have to do is to add 2 pieces of roses here, and your tea just has a little bit of some rose flavor to it. Now rose is also good in antioxidants, like, it has good health benefits in it, and I'm actually quite excited to try this because when I was there they actually offered me some green tea with rose, and it was actually very refreshing. So that's the main reason why I decided to get this, and this wasn't very expensive, by the way. Like, I think it was like 30 dirhams thereabouts, so that's around like $3 or €3. Okay, so now that I've stopped yapping, I can still smell the rose on my skin, so it smells very good. I love the floral scent of the rose water. Now Tracy gave me this call set, which was so nice and cute, and let me just get this out from the packaging. So the call is in this box. I think this has been exported from India, basing on the box. So if you just open it, okay, and a very small glass tube of coal. So what you can do is that you can actually dip this into the coal, then just apply it here on your lash line, close your eyes and drag it out, and that's going to apply the coal on your eyes. And it has a very nice strong scent to it. Well, to me it's strong because I love this scent, and I think this is the scent of sandalwood. So it's very smells so good. I love it. And this set actually comes with like a call case, I guess. So when you just open the covering here, you can see that it's actually made of wood, and it's hollow here inside. So I have been told that you can just pour the coal here, and then what I don't understand actually is that outside of the plastic there's this thing, and I don't know how you can attach it. if you're going to attach it this way, and maybe you can use this to maybe ground the coal some more, and then you can just like remove the tip here and dip it into the crevice here, and then put it here on your eyelid, close your eyes, and drag it out. But I could actually see it's kind of smooth, but I'm just a little bit worried that I'm going to use this to apply the kohl on my eyelid because it's not 100% smooth. So I'm like wary about using this in my eyes. But fortunately, while I was walking around the souk in Marrakesh, out of the corner of my eye, I saw this from a display window, and it's actually also like a call holder. So isn't it very lovely, very beautiful? And in comparison to the wood here, it does look more chic. But this one, it's just a very nice, like, memento of walking around the souk in Chefchaouen. So, but anyway, I digress. So this is a call holder, and here at the top, I'm just being very gentle and pulling it out. There's also a very nice rod here, which is actually very smooth. It's also a little bit pointy, so I have to be very careful if I am going to use this. And I am willing to actually use this to apply the kohl on my eyelid. So what I can do is that I can actually transfer the kohl here on the glass into this thing, and then I can just dip this rod here and then apply the kohl on my eyelid. Now, out of interest, I actually asked the girl what this is made of, and we just had a little bit of some, like, a language barrier, and she actually had to call someone from the other kiosk, and he actually came over, and and I asked him, like, what is this ball made of? And he goes like, I think it's made of bone. He says something like that, and then he kept on, like, holding his wrist like this, and he goes like, maybe made from the gazelle, and I go like, so it's bone, and he goes like, it's bone, but it's not really bone. So, but in my head, I think this is made from a ball joint of the gazelle, which might have been hollowed out, and all this metal, like, application was actually applied to make it more visually appealing. So I was like, oh, I was very surprised with his explanation, and I actually loved it. So because I actually like this, I also bought another one, which doesn't stand, but you can actually hang it like this. Isn't it so cute? And it also has the same rod attached to it, but much more smaller. Now these two I paid 80 dirhams for, so that's around like €8 for both of these call holders. So isn't that cute? And it's also very affordable, don't you think? I love that. I love that. So I could add this to my, like, collection here at the back. And the other thing that I bought is this black soap made from argan nut. Now, I bought this in Essaouira. Now, Essaouira is another province in Morocco where products made from argan nut is made. So, argan oil, argan essential oil, black soap, serums, whatever, anything that's made from argan can also be made there aside from Chefchaouen. Now, this is black soap, and this has a very distinct nutty flavor, and I have also read that black soap has a lot of omega-3 fatty acids in it, so it has a little bit of that smell, the same smell that you can, like, taste or even smell when you pop in a pill with a lot of omega-3 fatty acids. And but I do have to say it has a much more stronger nutty aroma, because after all, this comes from the argan nut. Now, the main reason why I decided to buy this is because I had my first hammam experience in Morocco when I was in Fez. Now, because my skin was very dry and I was scaling, my travel host actually told Cholo and I that, why don't you guys go to a hammam, have a body scrub, because this will just really help remove all of your dead skin cells, and it will also help you relax. Because the thing is, when we were going through Morocco, it was like one big road trip, and it can get tiring to a certain degree. And so we decided to go to a hammam. It was just in the Riyadh where we were staying, which I was so grateful for, because I didn't have the energy anymore to look for a hammam in the Medina or in the souks, because I was just very tired. So what happened was is that the person who was doing our hammam, so it's like the traditional spa in Morocco, he actually was the one who did everything to us. So my partner and I, Cholo and I, was actually in the, like, traditional steam bath. The floor was heated. The room temperature was just right, not too hot, not too cold. And what he did is that the first thing, he scooped a big amount of black soap and he just rubbed it all over my body, all over. And then he got out a glove called a kesa glove, and then he actually used that to exfoliate my entire body. So he just scrubbed all of my body, like, really. And then while he was doing that, I can actually see my dead skin cells, like in my hand and in my arms, in my legs, in my chest. And I was so surprised by it and go like, oh, this is an amazing soap. So I didn't buy the Kesa glove because I actually have, like, this exfoliating glove that I use here back home. And the main reason why I didn't buy the Kesa glove is because when the Kesa glove gets like, rotten or unused, I end up throw it away. And what will happen if I have more of the, like, black soap with me? Because after all, my travel host gave me another black soap. This time it has like lavender oil flavor in it. So I have a lot to use for a long time. So anyways, I just decided that I'm going to be using my body glove here instead of the Casa glove back here at home. But anyway, I digress. So after he scrubbed my entire body, he then doused like pale like water on me, and like all of the black soap just washed away from my body, which is, I was so surprising because truthfully, the nutty scent here, like when you rub it, it kind of like disappears, and then when you wash the black soap with water, the scent also disappears. It doesn't leave a scent on my skin, but I can actually feel that my skin was very, very soft and very, very smooth. And then after he did the black soap on me, he applied some sort of clay. I think it was like rasu clay or like something, but I forgot the name of it. If I can find the name of the clay, I'm gonna flash it here. So he applied like a clay mask on my face, on my head, all over my body. And then what was amazing with the clay, it had like lavender in it, so it smelled also very good. And then the guy told me that I could just rub my body with the clay and also with the lavender, and like it was just a very wonderful experience. And then after that, he then splashed on some water again to remove all of the clay, and then he did a final application of, I think, argan oil soap again, but it wasn't a black soap, but he said it was argan. So I think that was argan soap, and then it smelled a little bit of honey, and it smelled also a little bit citrusy. So again, like as I've said earlier when I was talking about this argan oil thing, um, the argan oil extract had a little citrusy scent to it. So that was the final step that he applied on my body. And then after the final rinse, like my skin was very, very soft. It was very, very smooth. I felt very hydrated. I felt very, very relaxed. And I went on and I had a massage. So that was a very nice experience that I had. And then I actually talked to my friend Mesmir about it, who loves going to hammams. Like when she goes to Turkey, she goes to a hammam and she goes like, oh, I love the hammam experience, it's one of the best. And I truly think that it is one of the very best experience of self-care that I have ever tried. So that was very mind-opening, and it was a very wonderful experience. So that's the reason why I decided to buy these black soap, well, this black soap. But thank you so much for this, Tracy. And what else did I buy? Okay, so this is not like skincare or makeup related, but this is a hat that I bought when I was at the Ait Ben Hadu. So it's a like a kasar that like it's very well known. Like a lot of films were shot there. Game of Thrones was shot there. I think The Mummy was shot there. So I just saw this on the side of the street and I decided to have it because it just fits my head perfectly, and I love the embroidery design here. even here on the front. I love that, and it just like it will keep my head warm when I am working in a cold studio. So I really love it. Now, the other thing that I bought, well, I am this is still drying, by the way, from the laundry. I bought this shirt, so it's kind of like a traditional shirt, and I got this when I was walking the streets of Chefchaouen, and I do love the embroidery that we see here. Look at that. Like even here on the piping of the sleeve, it's very pretty, and it's for men. How cool is that? Look at this. Now, the main reason why I decided to get this is because, oh, it broke. Anyways, because I do love the design here, and I think it's very, like, reflective of the Moroccan tradition. And true enough, when I was in Marrakesh, I went to the YSL Museum because, Yves Saint Laurent, he lived a great number of years in Morocco, and his designs were actually inspired a lot by, like, Moroccan traditional design and textile. And I have seen some of these design types on some of his haute couture clothes, and I really love it. Now I do understand why he fell in love with Morocco, because after being there for 15 days just going around the country, I was just so surprised on how diverse it is in terms of food, the weaving techniques, like, oh my god, the rugs, amazing, amazing, amazing. So it was actually mind-blowing. And speaking of textiles, the other thing that I bought this pashmina as well, this very nice pink pashmina with this paisley print on it. Like when I got this and I just picked it up, the guy was so surprised because I don't think he was expecting me to pick up this pink color. I think he was expecting me to pick up like a color more masculine, but I do love the pink because it just brings out the green tones of my skin. And who doesn't love pink? I love it, and this will actually be very helpful in keeping my head warm again when I am working, because that's the reason why I actually bought this, is because I wanted to use this for the desert, because when we were going to go on a, like, desert camel trek tour in Merzuga, so I could have just like used this. So aside from that, I could also use this for work, like, because again I work in very cold studio, so this will just really keep my head warm. Because that's the problem when you don't have a head of hair, you get cold extremely easy and extremely fast. But I do love the color pink. I do love it. What do you guys think? Cute, right? Oh, and one other thing, I also bought a tagine, so let me just go get it. So I did buy a tagine. This was 25 dirhams, or 2 euros and 50 cents. How cool is that? Now I have a tagine here at home, so I rarely use it though, because I know tagine are they're quite delicate. When you're using them, you have to use them over low fire because they have a tendency to break. Now, this is a very, very simple tagine, and the reason why I decided to buy it is because I actually bought it in a very small tagine shop on the side of the road. The person in charge of this tagine shop was actually a woman, and, like, it's just one way of helping her. And I love that this is a very, like, no design on it, no paintings, nothing, because if this had any painting or color, I would end up not using it, because I'll be too scared to use it, because that's what happened with my other tagine here at home. Somebody gifted me a tagine, and I was like, I don't want to use it because I don't want it to crack, and I don't want the design to get ruined. But anyway, so with this, it's a smaller tagine, and I love how imperfect it is. I'm sure this is not export quality, but this is like local quality that local people use. So my travel host actually, like, guided me in buying this tagine, and she was telling me like what to look out for, how smooth it is, and then how well the cover actually covers the main pot of the tagine. Now what I like about this tagine is that there's actually like a metal thing that surrounds the entire pot, and it has a holder, because that's one thing that's difficult about my other tagine, is that it didn't have this like holder here on the side, so it was quite difficult to pick up from the stove. And so having this, like, this metal thing here can also be very helpful in keeping the shape of the tagine, because sometimes, like, over time the tagine will eventually crack. So this metal encasing of the tagine here will just really help to keep it in place and make it last longer. So I'm very glad that I got this, and I hand carried this all the way from Morocco back here to the Philippines. Now, speaking of other pottery stuff, I also bought myself some cups. Look how cute is that? Look how cute is that? Look at the glaze. Very pretty, right? Now, the reason why I decided to buy this is because every time that I had coffee for breakfast in the Riyadhs in Morocco, my coffee was all served in coffee mug like this. And I instantly fell in love with it. I found it to be very, very pretty. And this was not expensive at all. I think these two I bought for 30 dirhams. It's just like $3. Now, um, if I just had more space in my luggage, especially in my hand carried luggage, I would buy more. But two is enough for me and my partner. And I do love the design here. It reminds me of the color of Morocco, the color of sand, the color of their clay. Of course, the black for, like, artistry and the deepness of the night. It's so cute. And the only problem that I have with this is that when I drink the coffee, I have to hold it here because there is no handle, and this is a ceramic cup. So, no, not ceramic, but I think this is a clay cup that's glazed. So it can get very hot very fast. So I hold it this way and I just drink it this way. So isn't that lovely? Isn't that cute? And I purposely bought different designs, like, just for variety. Nothing special. I don't want them to be in pairs, identical to each other. And aside from coffee cups, I also bought teacups. Look how cute they are. Isn't that amazing? Now, this one I was hoping to buy a pair, but they're almost the same, but they're very different in sizes. One is actually smaller than the other. Isn't that cute? Because after all, when you are in Morocco, you are served mint tea all the time. When you arrive in the Riyadh, when you go to a restaurant, when you go to a friend's house, when you go to a shop, they give you mint tea all the time. So I have been serving mint tea, usually in glasses, but this is also a good way to have tea. And but truthfully, the main reason why I decided to buy this cup is because when I was in Chefchaouen, our Riyadh actually placed hard-boiled eggs here. So I was like, it's a nice hard-boiled egg holder. And I tried it here in the Philippines, but I think our eggs here are a little bit smaller, so the egg went all the way inside. But you can use this in any way that you want to. So I can use this for tea, I can use this as a egg holder, so whatever works for me. But aren't they so cute? So this one was actually also the same price as my coffee mugs that I bought. And finally, before I let you guys go, there's one other thing that I am saving for last. Look at this. So this is actually called Berber lipstick. So Berber are, the ethnic people who were actually in Morocco way before the Arabs arrived. And this is what Berber women use as lip color. Well, I'm sure they use it in more ways than one, but look how amazing is that. So Tracy actually talked to me about this before we arrived, and she goes like, "Oh, there's this cosmetic thing that I want you to try and I want you to have," and it was this. So it comes in a. Sorry, I'm smelling it because I can smell some spices, and I remember that I bought this from a spice store in the souk in Risani. So anyway, so there's like this clay kind of a holder. So it reminds me of a top actually, but it has this recess here, and I'm not even doing anything, but as you guys can see how pigmented this is. And this is actually called Lacquer Fassi. So I actually had some trouble trying to understand how this was made, where this is made from, and anyway, eventually, with Tracy's help, I found out that this was actually made from red poppy flowers. So that's why this is very, very pigmented. Like even if I just run my fingers through it, you can see that it's already picking up some pigment from the clay holder. So I don't know how to describe it, but that's just the best way that I can think of. So while I was trying this out in the market, she told me, like, lick your finger and then, like, just dip it here, and then you can just apply it as lipstick on your lips. And that was actually, I wanted to do that, but for today, let's just spray some Evian on it because I don't want any more pigment here on my fingers because it's very, very difficult to remove. Like, it has so much staying power. And let me just get a brush if I can find one. That I'm just going to pick up some of the color here. And let's apply it here. Wow, look at that. So it's not a very red color, but it has a very nice stain to it. And if you wet it, and then you can just, like, use your fingers. This is also a very nice way of applying blush on the cheeks. It has a very nice, like, kind of pigmentation to it. And it blends out very, very well and extremely fast. Now, while I was, like, looking at this, at the time that I bought it, in my head I was thinking, like, how can you use it? So I think you can also use it with a brush, like, because I'm just thinking of, like, the process of putting on makeup. Like, if you're, and the thing also that I have noticed is that in Morocco the air is very, very dry, so your skin is very dry. So if you are using water or any liquid product with this and you're going to apply it as a blush, because the air is so dry, the water evaporates extremely fast. So I think if you want to use this as blush, you can use this dry, because look at that, you're already picking up the pigment. So just, use it sparingly on the face, and then just, like, spread it. Or if you have a brush, I think we can use a brush with this, and you can just scoop it out, and then you can just apply it on the cheeks. Let's do that. So let me just get my older Yachio brush here at the back, because I haven't unpacked yet from my trip. I have just, like, arrived. So let's try it. So this is my Yachio brush. So let's see if this will pick up color. It's actually not. Oh wow. Oh yeah, it's able to pick up some pigment. So which is actually great to do it this way, because at least you're able to build the color and intensity. Ooh, look at that. That's a very nice pigmentation to it. And I'm actually quite surprised because it doesn't register much here on the brush head. Okay, I'm just blending it out some more. It does give the face a very nice flush. Oh, look at that. Very, very nice. Okay, let's try it on the lips. Okay, so I'm not gonna lick my finger, but instead I'm just going to wet it with water. Use my finger with it. Oh my god. Oh wow, that got intense really, really fast. So I think how much water that you use with this will really dictate the intensity of this lip product. Lacquer Fussy. Ah, look how vibrant that red is. Look how amazing this color is. And it's like a lip stain of some sort. Not the way that Koreans apply their lip color. And it has a way of also, like, seeping into the lines of your lips. And I can also say that it has a little bit of a cooling effect. Wow. Here on screen, it's registering to be a very nice, like, vibrant orangey red color. But here on the mirror, it registers as like a blue, but it's making my teeth look very, very white. But at least now we know that it does act like a stain. So this is very interesting for me. I love doing these kinds of things for the first time. So let's try to see, like, if we can apply it. If we add more water, see how watery it becomes. Oh wow, look at that. So let me try to see how well we can spread it. Okay, so if we apply it with, like, water, the pigment is going to be more vibrant, and it's also going to be very easy to blend out and shear out. I like this. And I can say that the pigmentation is actually quite even. And also if you put like a moisturizer on your skin, and then that moisturizer just really also helps to, like, blend out the pigments from the lacquer fuzzy. Oh, look at that. Look how vibrant the lip color is. I love it. I love it. I love these things. Oh, I'm so glad that Tracy actually, like, told me about this. So let me just apply some here. So you're actually also able to apply some of the color, like when the pigment is like almost drying down on the skin, you're actually able to transfer some. Oh, how cool is that? So again, this is like it reminds me of like the traditional lipsticks from Japan, wherein it also comes in a saucer form. Like, the vehicle comes in a saucer form. But oh my god, look at this. Look at this. Now, I did post about this on, like, my Instagram, and I said that I had to go to the nearest WC while I was, after I bought this, because the pigment, like, was very, very difficult to remove. So I'm gonna put a pinned comment down to tell you guys how long it lasted and what I actually did have to use in order to remove the pigment of the red poppy flower from my face and my lips. So that's it. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this haul video of mine. Again, I apologize for being gone for so long. It wasn't my intention, but I do hope that you have enjoyed me showing you guys some of the treasures that I have picked up from this recent trip of mine. Now, I'm gonna let you go now because I'm actually battling through severe jet lag right now, and I just want to relax a little bit here at home and, like, just put things together and hopefully just put my bearings together so that I'm going to be able to go back into the rhythm of working again and also creating more videos here for YouTube. Alright, so that's it from me today. So if you have any more questions about all the products that I have shown you today, about my trip to Morocco and Spain, please leave them down in the comments box and let's have a conversation about it, okay? So thank you again for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you're having a good day wherever you are. Bye! Yeah, there's a little color. So you can use this for